Well, welcome back in for the second time today. We are still here at Rest Hills Park. This time it's game number 2, Waikato men's taking on the Akarana Falcons. Anthony Gelling here, joined by Courtney Tidy. Courtney, some wonderful rugby league so far today.
Oh, absolutely. It's been great to see the rugby league on display across this whole weekend, week 2 of the Premierships for our Wahine and our Tane. We've got a great contest coming up between these two sides. As we see the fans too, they've been treated to some great rugby league in Hamilton.
Well, she's slipping on her hoodie there. Might be a little indication of where the weather's heading. It's a nice cruisy afternoon here. We're talking about the two teams we got today. Waikato, of course, last week up against Bay of Plenty. Bay of Plenty, one of the most improved teams from last year. Sorry, Otago, not to be confused with the blue and yellow of Bay of Plenty, of course. Otago Whalers getting it done last week. So Waikato still chasing their first win.
Well, they are. And Waikato, they were so strong last week. They know how to find the try line. They got plenty of points, but defensively is where they really let Otago get on top of them, and also just the errors that crept into their game, just handing over possession and cheap yards to Otago.
And the Falcons last week taking on the Vulcans. Just this one try that they were able to score last week.
And they opened up the game with that try. They started so well, the Falcons, but then, as you said, just allowed the Vulcans to get on top of them.
So after round 1 of the competition, this is what our table looks like. The Vulcans there, 2 games, 2 wins, sitting pretty at the top there. Counties, they got a game later on this weekend, and we'll see who can get their first win now between Waikato and Akarana as we kick off in just a few minutes. First, let's have a look at our team list for Waikato. Of course, from that squad last year, Jordan Grace, Ivan Reihana, Sabisi Mawala, Mahinga Rangi. He'll be the captain today. Just those 4 come to mind from the team that played last year. A team that beat Canterbury in some impressive performances. And they'll be taking on a Falcons team. It's a bit of a mix, bit of Richmond, bit of Glenora, bit of Mau bit sprinkled in there. Any familiar faces in there, Courtney?
Yeah, their captain, Brodie Tamarua, he was strong last week. Also, Graham Palfa in the centres was strong for this side. But as we said, they really struggled to find points, the Falcons, last week. They spoke about that in the post-match, something that they want to work on. Just making sure that they're nice and sharp on attack here today.
So they are coached by Philip Gordon. Of course, the regional competition here. A great opportunity for these teams to get around the country. Speaking of getting around, Courtney, done some traveling this year. How was Paris? I've been dying to ask you.
Oh, it was fantastic. I mean, what an experience. Very grateful that I got to head over there to be part of Sky's crew for the Paris Olympics. And I tell you what, we had a great time. And I was lucky enough to be at some of our events where we got the gold medals. Our Wahine Sevens got our first medal for the games, and it was gold. And I was right there on the sideline. It was great to be there, especially with the likes of Tyler King and Portia Woodman Whitcliffe hanging up the black jersey. But just incredible experiences all around, especially as a sport lover myself, former athlete, but even as a sport lover, just to see, I mean, the best of the best in the world reach their dreams and achieve their dreams. And, you know, some of it was heartbreak for some of the athletes, but you have to remind them, you're like, yeah, but here you are. Like, you're at the Olympic Games, which was just incredible to be part of.
Well, never mind the athletes. Did you get to see Snoop Dogg?
I did. I got to see Snoop. Everyone, I put on my stories like, what do you want to see? Literally everyone was like, we just want to see Snoop. And then I went along to one of the Team USA basketball games because I wanted to obviously watch the likes of LeBron and Chef Curry. So I got along there, and then somehow I ended up courtside. And then in comes Snoop. Got a wave and a hi from Snoop. I was like, oh, take that. Thank you very much.
Oh, nice. Well, you know what? He popped up absolutely everywhere during that Olympics. I wouldn't be surprised if he's here today, actually, at Rest Hills Park. There's a couple of Snoop Dogg lookalikes, I'll tell you that much. A few D.O. double Gs getting around the field. As our teams now coming out there, Trent Shumkel, look at the size of that guy, holy heck. I've never seen him from that camera angle. So Akarana, the away side today, but the later kickoff, so they wouldn't have to get out of bed too early. So beautiful afternoon here, as I'm sure we're going to see one of these sides get their first win for the rep season. The referee there, Muscles McGee, Mr. Chris McMillan. Apiha Murukete and Tony Arnell. He refereed the last match. He's going to swap around and hold the flag for this one. Match manager is in position, ready to blow the hooter. So Waikato to kick, going from right to left. Looks like a change in the balls. Someone's deflating the balls there. A little bit of Tom Brady about this already. So here we go. Kicking off now. Rex Sullivan gets us underway. And it's a deep kick. A tricky bounce. Taken in there from Joel Baker, the point Chev man. Of course, a lovely mixture of a few clubs here from the Auckland Rugby League scene. And as they say, the cream rises to the top. Some real special talent out here this time of year. It's what it's all about. The rep season is always the, you know, the best footy players are always playing rugby league in September. There's the Falcons. Through Tamarua. Strong first set now, well over halfway. They'll get to the first kick. Great set for the Falcons so far, Courtney.
Yeah, good set from the Falcons. Exactly how they would have wanted to start this match. Driving Waikato back in defence as well. Nice strong tackle there from Karina in that first hit up from Waikato off the back of that kick.
So Waikato on tackle 3 now. They'll be looking to get to their end of the set. Here's a little assistance to help them get down the other end though. It's a penalty for offside. So Reihana, he'll kick this one into touch, of course. Reihana, famous name down here in Waikato. The great Bruce Reihana, NPC Waikato rugby legend. Do you remember Bruce Reihana? No? Ankles around the socks? You'll know him if you see him, one of those guys. So 2 minutes into this one. Waikato. Rolling upfield now, Jaden Watini. Off the deck. Oh, the pass was bobbled there by McLaren. As they go left again now. For Reihi. Reihi dummying. Putting his team in a great position now, right in front of the post. They've got some attackers split on both sides, but the halves have doubled up on the right edge. So Reihi's there in the 11 jersey. He'll be looking for a little short ball here as they go to the line. It's off the boot. Bouncing, bouncing, picked up by Bale Droka.
And that's a good end to the set for Waikato. Just getting the Falcons in their own end goal. They'll get another chance at it here. But as you said, Raihe, he was just out here on this left edge. He's been damaging, charging up already for this Waikato side, evading defenders. He was also strong for this Waikato side last week against Otago. They want to get the ball in his hands as much as they can.
Yeah, apologies, that's Sione Langatau in the 22 jersey. On that right edge for the Falcons, keep your eyes on him. With ball in hand, that guy is a very dangerous man. So for now, it's Waikato looking dangerous. Up to the 5 metre line now. Watine. Reihi back on the inside. Going still. A little leg lift there from Schuster, just trying to slow play down. So Waikato, Reihana. Tamarua there at marker. No space up the middle here for Waikato. And on the 5th tackle, they'll hand it over. Falcons looking good defensively.
Well, they are, and they'll take a lot of confidence from that disappointing end to the set for Waikato. But they'll try now to pin this Falcon side in their own red zone. Make them have to work for every metre. See this Waikato defence trying to get up early. Trying to win this early arm wrestle.
Talfa Graham, very strong run there. So you mentioned the Falcons. I was first to score last week. Off to a great start. Waikato, though, some back-to-back sets. Got them pinned in their own half here. So here they go for a little bit of ruck speed now. Doyle spinning. So a strong run from the Falcons. This started back on their try line. And here they are, deep into the Waikato half now, with a kick that shows you where the breeze is going a little bit here. So it comes to nothing in the end. But an indication here that the breeze is with Waikato at the moment. Let's see if they can make the most of it in this first half.
Well, they got a lot of work to do here, Waikato. Get it out of their own end. They had some errors early last week against Otago when they were coming out of their own end. Something that they said they want to address this week. Just connecting better as a team, connecting better as a unit.
So Patrick Taitoko, he plays it on halfway. Watine. The outside backs here getting busy. That's Thompson Karena.
Co-captain Rangi, he was good last week. Something Waikato did last week is when they had tied defenders in the opposition, they got their quick men up and around the ball using their footwork, as we see the Falcons juggle it.
Well, it's going to be a goal line dropout. They're lucky they didn't concede a try there. Great chase from Waikato coming through on that kick. Tough catch here for Jules Baker. A little bit of sun in the eyes there for the fullback. Perhaps a little environmental advantage for Waikato here in this first half. Great take there from Tamarua. Looked like Dennis Rodman there going up for a rebound. It's the Falcons. Shamku, looked like a magic trick off the chest, almost caught it behind his back, but the referee says it's gone forward.
And the Falcons, you could see the disappointment in their faces as soon as that happened. You just felt like they were starting to get some momentum there coming out of their own end. Straight to the chest too. Just couldn't hold on to it. Good line speed from Waikato defense, straight up in the Falcons' faces.
So Waikato now off a scrum, great attacking opportunity. Let's see if they punch one in here or try to put a little play on. It's a short side move. Reihana. They linking up with Erehi. So they send play back towards the post, but still very much on this right channel here for Waikato. Rangi finds McLaren, who's able to keep his front there as he wrestles out to play the ball. Nice pass. Nice little move there from Akarana. He's a big figure there in the number 4 on the left side for Waikato. Looking for a possible one-on-one with his centre. Keep an eye on that matchup as the game goes on. But it's a penalty now, so some back-to-back sets, pressure slowly building. Let's see if Waikato can turn it into points. Reihi. Some big bodies for this Waikato team.
Well, they are. And that's exactly who they want to have the ball in hand. There's that man right there, Rangi. Not as big as some of the rest of them, but tell you what, he's got great footwork, good speed. He'll challenge the Falcons line.
So out on the right edge now. Falcons make the tackle. Keep your eyes on Jordan Grace as the 13. Reihana. Watini looks short, goes out the back to Rangi. Now it's with Grace's. So ball put down there. All the pressure comes to nothing. Big
Well,
zero.
Big zero. Early errors from both these sides. They'll be very disappointed in their ball handling so early on in this game, only 10 minutes into it. And both teams coughing up possession.
Well, you'd like to think that those little attacks from Waikato at least took a little bit of energy from the Falcons. Perhaps something we'll see later in the game as the fatigue factor sets in. But for now, the Falcons got the ball back. Doyle off the back of the scrum finds Bale Joka, the Mount Albert centre. Once upon a time, a rugby union player, played Colts for Northcote. So some big bodies here for the Falcons, getting them back downfield. Doyle. Speaking of big bodies, they just keep coming here. Doyle looking for an opportunity to run off that quick play the ball. Keep your eyes on him. He's an absolute powerhouse jumping out from dummy half there. There's a kick from Tenialu. So the Falcons seem to, they can make meters when they want to.
Well, they can, and as you said, got some big bodies there. But for me, so far for this Falcon side, it's been Doyle. As you said, he's just got good ruck speed, plays good eyes up footy, especially when the markers aren't there.
So tackle there from Waterworth in the 17 jersey. There's Waikato under some pressure as they try to get out of their own end. There's a nice run with some big heavy defense over the top, knocking the ball loose.
And high fives all around for this Falcon side. McLaren for Waikato loses the ball in the contact. He's had some strong runs. He'll be very disappointed.
Well, he went through a little half gap there. I'm not sure if he was trying to get the ball free for a possible offload, looking for supporters, but he got absolutely cleaned out there. Some big defense coming across. So Annandale will feed the scrum. Doyle's off the back. Nice little show and go there to dummy to the left. And a step off the left foot there for Josh Tenialu. Oh, and another error here. So the Falcons looking all right defensively, but can't seem to get anything going in attack. There's 2 errors now as they get close to the Waikato end. So Waikato, no mucking around in their efforts to get the ball back down the other side. Watine, dummies left. As they punch one now down the tram line. Strong one there from Rangi. And on the last tackle, Watine looking for his kicker. He finds an Reihana down the short side. That's a monster boot with a little bit of spin on it. Baker's put one down already. But he'll pick this one up after the first bounce. He tries best to beat defenders there, but it's a strong line. Corbin McLaren leading the charge here for Waikato. Sione Langatau was a strong carry there. Anthony Goulton, he's in there for a touch. Another Richmond man, of course. Herman Retzlaff, the OG. Starting this game on the interchange bench. He's going to be a massive boost for this Akarana team.
Well, he is, and you can see it in his intent in his first run. Just charging it straight at this Waikato defence. Co-captain for Waikato, Rangi, disappointed giving away that penalty.
So it could have gone either way there. But here come the Falcons now through Langatau. He's a powerful ball runner when he's got those bumpers up. Tamarua spinning. There's some space here for the Falcons if they can get it done. Bale Droka just about. He got over the line. But before he can put it down, Waikato defenders there to save the day.
And you get another look at it here. They could see that there was space out on this left edge. Bale Droka goes so close, goes over the line, couldn't get it down. Great defense there from Waikato, just holding him up. But Retzlaff puts his hand up early. He wants another go at them.
So Tamarua out the back. Could this be on now? Baker. Falcons are in at the corner. Sione Langatau touches down off a nice sweeping move. And Akarana first to score 15 minutes into the contest. 4-0.
And you see it here, great shape. And as you said, the sweeping run from the fullback in Baker. And just drew the defenders. And was able to put Langatau over in that right corner. It was all great work off the back of some charging runs from their forwards, using the whole width of the field as well. Bale Droka, he's on your screen. He went so close, but was held up in goal.
So great play there. You look at Jordan Grace as a 13. He's under a lot of pressure there to make that tackle on his inside shoulder, but then also account for Joels Baker coming around the back. So Brody Tamarua, he leads the kicking duties for Point Chev. That's how he goes. Let's see how he goes for Akarana. So he's pulled this one long way to the right. Not even close there for Brody Tamarua. We'll see if he keeps hold of his kicking license for the next one.
Just a great try there for the Falcons to open up the scoring here today. And as you said, they just had so many of their players out on this right side. And the sweeping run and the speed of Baker.
So Waikato to get us back underway. tell you what, keep your eyes on Herman Ritzlaff. He's known for taking carry after carry after carry. He loves to get through his work. Let's see where Akarana go on this set here as they look for some go forward. Tanialu, he'll catch that and take one in himself. So here he is for number 1. Ritzlaff, strong run, finding his front. Plays it back to Doyle. Down the short side now with Waterworth. Get some attention over the top. On tackle 2, here they go. Shamkul. Plays back to Doyle. They come away from the short side, if even just for a little bit. Brody Tamarua. Very, very condensed in their attack, as you can see from that wide shot. And now down the left side they come again. Tanialu. Kicking back towards the middle of the field. Nice catch there from the fullback, Rex Sullivan. He beats one with the fin before he spins the ground. And now it's Karena. Karena finds his front. Waikato also very condensed in their attack. Just looking to punch things up the middle. Tamarua there in a 2-man tackle with Doyle. Slowing the play down. Reiha's put one down. And unfortunate for Waikato, I think they were possibly thinking about an early kick, maybe on tackle 4, just to get the ball down there. But before they can get there, they turn over possession.
And you see it there, just a drop ball. And Waikato, they were making inroads against this Falcons side through the likes of Sula, who brought great impact off the bench.
So, Telfer Graham. Strong run there from the Maris man. Schuster. He'll try and lay the platform there. He'll try for a quick play of the ball, but the Waikato defense is there to slow him down as much as they can. Doyle to Tamarua. Options, inside, outside. Goes out the back. This is lovely stuff on the Falcons. But referee's bringing it back for a interference call there, little shepherd.
They looked like they had all the space out on that left edge. Looked like they were going to go over again.
So let's see who got taken out here. There's an inside decoy. No.
But I tell you what, if this is the NRL, then probably the exact same call would have happened.
If that was the NRL, he's getting sent off.
For the game.
So yeah, I think in that situation, if the defender makes the choice to come in on the lead runner, I think it's more if you're impeded trying to move out, of course. That wasn't the case. So Ritzlaff looks like he's taken one in the schnoz. Lucky he's got a big mustache there to protect that region.
Well, it was him actually who drew the defender in when the Falcons were on attack. He ran a great line.
That's it. It's a great line. He's doing everything you're supposed to do as a decoy runner. However,
he's been busy since coming into this game from the bench.
So Watson in now. Sending play right, cutting up, back through the middle. Some tired bodies for the Falcons by the looks of it. They can keep turning play back towards the post. Can really test out these tired bodies. Are they keeping their feet moving? Are they getting across? They're going to have to now because Watson is there. He's on the 10-meter line. He's stopped there from Tanialu and Doyle. Sullivan sends it right. Big pass, Karena. Can he get his hand free to offload? On tackle 5. Reiha, the back rower, rolling one in. It's cleaned up there from Tamarua. Not a bad option in the end. Great stuff from Waikato.
Well, it was a well-weighted kick. Unexpected from Reiha. He noticed no one was home back there. Brody Tamarua managed to get back. But a good option there for Waikato off the boot of Reiha.
So from the dropout, they go short. It's up in the air, great catch. Great catch there from Josh Tanialu.
Not the tallest man out there on the field either. You'd expect it from someone like Bala Joka, but great to see Tanialu get up there.
So Doyle with the ball. Here come the Falcons. Tamarua. Shamku. Leaving defenders in his dust as he punches it up over halfway. Right up on the ad line now, the Falcons. With another drop ball, seems to be a familiar theme throughout this first half, unfortunately.
Well, and it's just when they're getting that momentum, they're getting that go forward. As you said, doing everything right, except holding on to the ball, unfortunately.
Yeah, the timing just seems a little bit off for the Falcons at the moment. Their defense, though, still standing strong. 4-0 the score, 24 minutes into this contest. Reihana. Strong tackle there from Waterworth. The big left shoulder straight into the guts. And here comes some interchanges now for Waikato. So fresh legs there, Parfete Brown. So Waterworth just controlling the speed of the ruck. Crucial here for the Falcons. You don't want guys like Watine jumping out of dummy half. You could see how dangerous he is on that last set. So Reiha, it's a second time now. The big back rower, he's the puppet master at the moment, isn't he, with that right foot?
Well, he is, and he's got the license to kick, and he's doing well. That one, unfortunately, found the sideline. But players like that, they can be so dangerous. We've seen him when he's just running the ball straight up, taking on the defensive line. Now they have to think about him putting kicks through as well.
He's an extremely versatile footballer there, Reihi. So the Falcons, plagued by errors in this first half, as Bale Droka punches one in. Anthony Goulton there, a dummy half, the former Glenora man turned Richmond. Unlucky in this year's grand final. Of course, one of the greatest grand finals of all times. The Fox Memorial Papakura going down to Richmond by a drop goal in extra time.
Extra time as well.
One that will live in the memories of Richmond fans for a long time. So it's an awkward kick for the fullback, put down from Sullivan, and now here they come, looking for his second try. Langatau dragged almost over the try line, but he hits the corner flag. There's a lot of work to do there for the winger. He almost gets it done.
He did, and what a kick from the Falcons. You have to feel like this win is having an effect on the balls when they're so high in the air. It was hard for Rex Sullivan, the Waikato fullback, to take, but he saves a try there.
Ooh.
Langatau, he thought, oh, did I get it over?
Millimeter stuff there. So it looks like a change of personnel now for the Falcons. Is it Lonnie Papani, I think, in the 14 jersey? Is Waikato. Rolling forward with Brown. Brown loses the ball. But it's been ripped out, so Waikato. They've spent some time in their own half these last couple of sets. Tamadu was there just to slow it down a little bit, try have a chat to the ref. He doesn't want to hear it. So Reihana will kick this into touch. With 12 minutes left in the first half, Waikato with another opportunity.
When they need to make the most of this one. As you said, just over 10 minutes till they head into the halftime break. They need to be sharp on attack here.
So Sula from the tap and go, he stopped on tackle number 1. Watini onto Reiha. Reihi, sorry, the number 11. Big bumpers there. Short side, Reihana. Some fancy footwork there, but some great defense on Jaden Erehi. Reihana back to the middle with Brown. Brown finds his front. If he can get a quick play the ball here, there's some backs turned for the Falcons. Tipped on, short side, Graces, inside ball. Still going there, is it Rick Sullivan, the fullback. So it was a high tackle, a much needed high tackle. I'm sure you'd rather give a penalty away than letting them score there, wouldn't you?
Well, they looked good, Waikato, on that set of attack, didn't they? It's McLaren. He found the fullback, Rick Sullivan, back on his inside.
Well,
Sula tries to drive it up.
I said there was some Snoop Dogg lookalikes here today. In the number 9 jersey, Lonnie Papani, sporting the dreads, and there's a little knock on there from Waikato. So again, they've been knocking on the door in this first half, but after half an hour of play, the Falcons' defense holds strong. So no rush here for them to pack this one as they look to regather. Look to get away from some of these errors that have bugged them in this first half.
Well, they'll just want to try and complete this set here. You see Tolfa Graham charging up the field, which is exactly what they've been good at, this Falcon side. They know how to get meters, but it's just completing their sets for them.
Well, such an advantage having the back 5 that they do, the Falcons. Along with some big middles there, Shamku.
And another error for this Falcon side.
Not much to argue with there, is it?
No, but you got to try, don't you?
Got to try.
Sloppy play the ball for the Falcons.
Give the ref something to do. So Graces will feed the scrum. Yet to post a point in this game. Karena.
Just off the mark there, being told to take it back.
So Teopora Soti, he's on the 14 shirt. We'll see if he can get something going.
Well, he was good last week, Soti, when he came on. Just provided some impact off the bench, especially when, as you said, the Falcons, and Brown loses it there, handing over possession.
So the ball came loose last time. He was awarded a penalty for the strip. This time, to no avail, is Retzlaff. Retzlaff takes one in. Waterworth. He's been steady down this left edge for the Falcons. Papani now. Lonnie Papani, former Howard Hornet, spent some time in Australia before returning this year to the Glenora Bears. I asked him why he didn't come to Howard. He said, well, with Jethro Friend there, I can't expect to get much game time. Fair enough. But Jethro has retired. So can you come back to Howard, mate?
Maybe you need to ask him again.
I'm sure he's going to be hard to leave Glenora now. He seems very comfy at home there. He's an absolute asset to any club he goes to. So here they are now. Tamarua, Schuster with a little goosey. That's the way you do it. Big man, fancy feet. And that's the second try for the Falcons.
Great work from the Falcons there. Just turnover possession from Waikato, from Brown down the other end of the field. And quick hands from the Falcons. Sent it out the back. Brody Tamarua got it onto Schuster. As you said, a little goosey, some footwork. So close to the line. And he goes over for the second of the afternoon for the Falcons.
Gotta love that goose step. Looked like something out of the Whakatane touch competition. Look at it from this angle. Oof. Pretty to watch.
And so effective.
So time kicking down here. Tamarua eating up a lot of clock to take this kick. Some interesting strapping on his socks there. Some people strap their socks so they don't fall down. Looks like he strapped them so they don't rise up. Living in an upside down world here, Mr. Tamarua. Wow, almost identical.
And I didn't want to say it. The first one went way to the right of the uprights. And I thought surely he's going to overcorrect perhaps this time, but almost identical. Oh, it was McLaren, the Waikato defender. Sorry, Graces, who was just beaten by the footwork of Schuster.
Oh, you didn't name and shame, did you?
Well, he looked like he almost had him, and it was just that footwork.
Oh, you know what? That goosey would get anybody. So Waikato, they have had their chances in this first half. They've been unable to convert. The Falcons, with the little ball that they have had down the other end, they've been able to post some points on the board. So 8 points to 0. There's a big tackle on Retzlaff. Waikato with some real energy in their defense now. As Papani sends it right. Schuster.
Back just a little bit more.
So Tamarua. Brought on his back there. 45 out from his own line. Papani, deep pass, back into the pocket. And it's a nice kick from the Falcons. Into some space, cleaned up from Tai Toko. Sullivan, the fullback, getting busy, trying to get his team back down the other end of the field. A little appeal to the referee there for a penalty. But none forthcoming. There you go. A nice little run from Baretoka. Keston Baretoka running cross field, testing out some of these step back defenders for the Falcons. And now some running rugby league from Soti out of dummy half. So Waikato return serve, going set for set here. Langitau, he's let it bounce. Put his team in a very, very uncomfortable position there. There's a Waikato defender on the ground. Looks like Karina perhaps. So with just a couple minutes left in this first half. Galton slicing him to pieces, looking for support. He's got Papani. And so the ball is dropped on halfway. With 2 minutes left in the first half, if Waikato are going to score some points, Courtney, where are they going to come from?
Well, for me, it's Soti. That's where they found points last week when he came on the field. He had great impact off the bench. Loves to play some running football. That's when they made the most of it in the back end of this first half. Karina it was, who looks not well, going to head to the sideline. But for me, it's all the players working off the back of Sotte and what he can do. He's got good speed out of dummy half. See Karina there.
Oh. Yeah, looked like the hand of Brandon Jones coming around the corner. So the referee's called time off. It's going to be a scrum to Waikato on halfway, and maybe just enough time for them to hopefully post something going into half time. You mentioned the danger that Soti possesses. I'm sure he's going to need a quick play the ball. Let's see if these big bodies for Waikato can get him one. So it looks like most of their starting middles on the interchange bench now.
The Falcons, how good did they look in some open space? Papani, he's been incredible. You see, he's always looking for that quick offload. Didn't pay off this time.
So here they go. Referee calls time on. There's a little push in the scrum there from the Falcons. Some old school tactics there. Soti down the short side. Oh, there's a big tackle from Papani. Big man on little man. Showing his power, pound for pound there. So on the third tackle, Soti testing out Tamarua and Waterworth. Finding his front. Rangi sends it left. Brown out the back. Graces. He's got Sullivan. Reihi's gone through as the back rower. Sullivan running across field. The Falcons slide across to make the tackle. Reihi picks it up. Goes to Graces. Long pass. Brown on the fifth tackle. Trying to keep it alive now. That's what they do. Reihana. Quick hands. Waikato down the right edge. Chipped over the top. Baker's there, but he's not quite in goal. He's going to catch us a centimetre away from his own try line. And it looks like the Waikato kick chase is offside.
Opportunity gone begging there for Waikato on their fifth and last. It's almost like they weren't quite sure what to do with it. Brown ended up with it. He was fortunate enough to get the ball away. They sent it to that right edge as Brody Tamarua finds the sideline for the Falcons. You can see it here. Rangi sends it out quickly. They had numbers out there, men out there, had to give it early.
Well, that's the winger there, Goulton, in the orange headgear. So definitely some space out wide. So half-time hooter sounds. Falcons leading Waikato men's here at Rest Hills Park, Hamilton, 8 points to 0. We'll be back shortly with some first half highlights. Welcome back in. It's halftime here. The Falcons leading Waikato 8-0 as we come to the closing stages of our Super Sunday Rugby League doubleheader here in Hamilton. So some first half highlights, not too many of them, just the 2 tries, Courtney.
2 tries to the Falcons. The first one on this right edge here, sweeping run from the fullback Baker, finds Langatau to put him over. Let's have another look at it. Oh, some good work there.
So Jordan Grace is the man, the number 13, hitting the deck there. And he just about...
And Rex Sullivan, the Waikato fullback. And it's very windy down here in Waikato today. And they were able, look here, go so close. But Rex Sullivan, he couldn't catch the ball, but he was managed to save a try for his side. Langatau looked like he was going over for his second.
So a couple of just about tries here. Sullivan taken high on this one. So no penalty try or professional foul. But of course, nothing coming to points for Waikato in this half. And then this one, the contender for Goosey of the Year.
From Schuster, fancy footwork, so close to the line. Beats the Waikato defense. You see it there, oh, good angle on that one. And managed to go over for the second of the afternoon for the Falcons.
So some final words there before these teams come back out for the second half. What do you think some words might be getting said in that huddle there, Courtney?
For the Falcons, it's maintaining possession of the ball because they're so damaging when they're going straight up the field. They're getting the meters quite easily. And then it's just those ball handling errors that are starting to creep into their game, especially when they're under fatigue. And for Waikato, they know how good they can be. They haven't found any points in this first half, but off the back of their game last week, they know how to find plenty of points.
So these teams, they'll be back out for the second half shortly. We'll see you soon. So here we are, Brody Tamarua getting the second half started. It's the Falcons leading Waikato 8-0. Oh, a little bobble there. Oh, and the referee had deemed that to go forward. Nightmare start for Waikato. We were just saying during the break that they really do need to be the next to score to get this second half underway, but here it is here, off the chest of Sullivan. Off the chest, into his hands. Some heavy glare from the sun straight into the eyeballs.
Well, that's the third time we've seen that today down this end. In the first half, it was the Akarana Falcons. They dropped 2 balls almost identical to that. And now Waikato getting a taste of it. Sun straight into their eyes, putting the Falcons hot on attack.
So it's off for Graham, looking for the offload just about. He's been posing a threat all day on this edge here for the Falcons. Schuster, the Gooster. He's got one already in the first half. Papani, short ball. So big run there from Sione Latungahi. Some time and space there for Annadale. But he'll be tackled and play it back to Papani. Papani, options. Oh, and that caps off a great start there for the Falcons. They forced the, get gifted that error from Waikato to give them some good possession. And they take that opportunity and turn it into some points.
Well, you said a nightmare start for Waikato, a dream start for the Falcons in this second half. So close to the line, good service from Papani, putting Latu Ngahe over.
So 12-0 the score, kick to come. Little halftime update from the other game, of course, Counties taking on Otago. 16 points to 8 Counties lead. However, a red card in that one, Tahi Pagali sent off for throwing a little 1-2 combination. So Sione Latu Ngahe off the bench and over the try line. Put the Falcons 2 converted tries up. Of course, they haven't kicked a conversion so far. They're 0 from 3. So Tamarua has handed the reins.
Or was it taken from him, perhaps?
Perhaps it was taken from him.
Mind you, his were quite difficult kicks. He might have been saying, could I have this one in front, please?
Yeah, surely. Give me all the hard ones and then take the easy ones away. Either way, Josh Tanialu adds the extras. So it's 14 points to 0. The big fella lining up on the back fence, literally. Let's see which way Waikato will kick it now. 14 points to 0. They trail. Still chasing their first win of this Premiership rep season. So the ball eventually sitting up on the tee as we get things back underway. Tamarua running hard with his bumpers up, finding his elbows and knees there for a quick play the ball. Waterworth. He's played some big minutes in this one out on that left edge. Retzlaff. Herman Retzlaff, of course, infamous name around the jungle, BFT Mount Wellington. Papani jumping out, looking up with Waterworth. He's got his arms free and he finds Bale Droka. Man that looks like he should be in the WWE is brought to ground. 20 out, big pass. Back towards the post, a little grubber from Tanialu, unable to regather. Tamaru is there. But referee says double knock on.
Double knock on. You saw Tanialu there, exactly what he wanted to do. Eyes up football, backed himself, put the little chip through.
Yeah, I think it's the right idea from Tanialu. Great defense here from Baretoka to get across. This man here getting it done defensively. Now on the offensive side, he's wrapped up from Tamarua though. Sula. Soti still on there at dummy half. Watene on the bench. Nice little scamper and run down the short side. He fooled the markers, sent them right, went left himself. He got some backup. Still going. Yes! Waikato over the line through the work of Teopora Soti.
And you could hear the crowd cheering. And this is exactly what we expected from this Waikato side, with Soti coming off the bench, bringing some impact. Plays great eyes up footy. Had Rangi back on his inside. Drew two of the Falcons defenders to send it straight back to Soti. He was so good at this last week and does it again right here in Hamilton to open up the scoring for Waikato. Exactly what they needed. Momentum against them, all the points against them on the scoreboard.
Well, I asked you in the first half, Courtney, if Waikato are going to score some points, where are they going to come from? And you said that man, Soti, he is the danger man. You could see him there, sent the markers the wrong way. It's almost the work from Papani. He almost chased too hard to get back to the middle. Soti, of course, spotting it and jumping down the short side. He's got some wheels about him too.
Well, he does, and that's where Waikato really started making inroads against Otago last week. And you saw him link up with Rangi there, both of them connecting together last week, just using their speed around the ruck, around the big bodies of the forward packs, their speed and their footwork. That's where they've found success.
So Reihana adds the extras, 14 points to 6, 47 minutes gone in this contest. And let's have another look at that. Best try of the game so far.
And Rangi just on his inside shoulder supporting. Two fast men taking on that Falcons defence. The crowd loved it.
Well, something to cheer about there for the Waikato faithful. Of course, the girls going down today against a very, very tough Auckland Vulcan side. Let's see if the men can give them more to cheer about as they look to crack on in this contest. So Tamarua puts it high into no man's land. Waikato letting it bounce. Soti cleaning it up, and he gets cleaned out. And now Sullivan from dummy half. Back up the middle, Papani trying to slow it down. Lucky not to give away a penalty there. Sula, sorry. Sean Sula. Soti, the try scorer. He finds Brown, who spins into contact and plays it quickly there. The tackle from Waterworth. Reihana making some good meters here. Waikato, 55 meters now away from their try line. On the fifth tackle, back to Reihana. He puts it up high, dips in the wind, and it's an awkward bounce for the winger. Waikato with a bit of momentum now.
Well, they've got the wind in their sails, don't they? Even though they're running straight into the wind. Good chase from Waikato too. Off the back of that kick from Reihana, went all the way up into the sky. And a possible mistake here. Oh, no.
Crucial calls there. Some of these 50-50s, they can really make or break a team, especially when you're on a roll like that. Little score update. Otago versus Counties, 12 points to 16 at the Forsyth Bar Stadium. Keep your eyes on that one as this game unfolds. Schuster with a big run going straight at Soti. Sula around the legs. He's still trying to get back on side. Tamarua to Retzlaff. Retzlaff offloading. Tamarua now looking to settle things. So here come the Falcons. Papani Annadale. Tanialu puts it down.
Oh, you can see the disappointment in his face, also his body language. He just looked up for a second to check where the Waikato defence was and couldn't maintain possession of the ball. But Tamarua, the captain, just trying to ragdoll Bare Toka back towards his line.
So number 23 for the Falcons. Off the bench and into the game, it's Lopini Kaioa, former Northcote Tiger, turned Richmond Bulldog. Soti. Great run there from Rangi. Quick play the ball. Soti passing from his knees, wasn't held. He links up with Sullivan. And they're just chipping away here, Waikato. With every run getting a couple more meters downfield. Having a hard time kicking into that breeze, but that breeze might favour them this time. As the ball's allowed to bounce, it's picked up from the try scorer, Sione Langatau. And Waikato, they're going to have to turn around and defend now. They got, oh, big tackle.
Impact off the bench. The ref blows his whistle.
So Graham Tauwhai got quickly back towards the middle of the field. Had a lot of Waikato defenders offside. The big bopper over the top. So Ritzlaff looking for a little tip on to Waterworth. It's knocked forward by Waikato. So 6 again here as Tamarua will play it. Back to Papani. He's got his eyes down the short side. As he plays short, Kaioa. Nice run from the big fella. Tamarua. Tamarua still. Flicks it out the back to nobody. Picked up by Tanialu almost. He loses it forward. And he won't be too happy with himself, Tamarua. Throwing that pass when nothing was on, really.
When they're just trying to get the offloads away, aren't they? This Falcon side so close to the line when sometimes you just need to settle it. Schuster trying to assert some dominance on defence here for the Falcons.
So Soti. Schuster again. This time it's the right shoulder and the left shoulder of Tamarua. Graces. Down the short side, I thought the ball might have come loose there, but they managed to keep hold through Brandon Jones. Now it's Rangi. So on the 5th tackle, they're having a tricky time getting much meters on these kicks. But again, they put it high, and the wind just makes it an awkward catch for Baker. But he takes it well and storms it back towards halfway. Goulton running hard. So with markers on the ground, I thought Bale Droka could have jumped out of there from dummy half, but he links up with Tanialu. Tanialu still going, just spinning out of tackles like the Tasmanian devil. Doyle. Navajo Doyle back on the field. He's going to test out the markers here, I'm sure. And that's what he does. Goes short, Kaioa. They're not going to stop him from there. Some great running rugby league from the Falcons, turning ruck speed into points.
Oh, and it all started down the other end of the field. A great kick return from their fullback in Baker. Found some good space. And then Tanielu also took on the Waikato defence. And as you said, just some impact off the bench. Doyle back on, just making the markers have to retreat back, asking some questions of this Waikato defence.
Well, Brodie Tamarua, he was shaking his head after that offload that he threw to ground. But that time there, coming up with the goods, a nice little tip on plate.
Kioa was a try scorer, getting his first one for the day. Strong run from him, so close to the line.
So Josh Tanialu makes it 20 points to 6. 15 minutes gone in the second half.
Oh, so strong, so close to the line. Hitting the ball with speed, but off the back of some great work out of dummy half from Doyle. He got the ball on to Tamarua, and then they found that man right there, Kioa.
Well, I'll tell you what, down in Otago at the moment, Counties Manukau with 12 players have just scored again, so they are now 20 points to 12. Leading Otago. It'll be a historic win for them to be able to win with a man in the bin. We'll see how that one plays out. So this win, putting the ball in some very awkward positions. That time it's picked up by Waterworth. Now the try scorer, Kioa, Lopini Kioa. Such a force off the ball. Doyle. Look for Doyle to run off the back of this. Strong carry here from Shamku. Post-contact meters galore as they roll. This time Tamarua just keeps it in the same spot. If it's not broken, don't fix it. They just keep going at the same place. So now a little kick from Annandale. It's an awkward one for Sullivan. He's got to take an extra step to clean it up, and that's going to put him in goal.
Well, and that's a great set for the Falcons. Some great go-forward footy here this afternoon. All of them just putting their hands up. And you see it here, just a little chip through. The Waikato fullback, Rex Sullivan, he was there to take it, but good chase from the Falcons. Trap him in goal.
So I'm sure another try from the Falcons here might have Waikato dropping their heads. But at the moment, it's a 14-point lead. Still plenty of time left in this. So that ball that was either knocked back from Waikato or knocked on from the Falcons, either way. Waikato have the ball.
Watene back on. So you've got Watene and Sote both out there.
So interesting to see what they'll do here. Maybe Sote to a loose forward position perhaps. Of course, he does pose a massive run threat. If they can get some ruck speed. The Falcons are making it very, very hard. Some strong defense there from Tamarua. Controlling things at marker. And there's McLaren. What's in it? Rangi. So very, very slow play the ball. I thought referee might have pinged him for interference from the marker, but great call from the ref there. As Waikato turn it over.
And Angi, he's disappointed in himself. As you said, got a little bit of extra salt and pepper there. And a sloppy play the ball. Just handing over possession to this Falcons side. Waikato really up against it. Just over 20 minutes left here in this match.
So ball goes in. Doyle off the back. There's Waterworth on the left, but they turn it back under for Bale Droka. And this time, Kioa. It's going to take more than one to stop him, I'm sure.
1, 2, 3.
It's like Tempin bowling there as he skittles defenders. Tamarua now. All the momentum. Annandale straight through the defence. Looks a little bit too easy there.
As he puts his hands up, very happy with that one, as you said. Look, very easy. Rangi stays down in the ruck. Tamarua sends it out the back. Waikato defence just split open there. Annandale goes straight through. Had no right to go through there.
Yeah, there's a great line there. Taking Patrick Taitoko. He had to account for the attackers coming through, which opened up the space for Hawaiki. Annandale, first try of the day.
And they also had plenty of options, didn't they?
There it is. So it's shaping up to be an enjoyable bus ride home for the Falcons. As Tanialu lights up his third attempt for the day. So Josh Tanialu from wide out. Oh, it's coming back in the wind, but it's not going to be enough. Waved away to the left. Score remains 24 points to 6. There's another look at that try. So Annandale controlled the game very well between himself and Tanialu, the 6 and 7. So from their game last week with the Vulcans, were they far off the pace?
I tell you what, they've improved a lot in 1 week, which is great to see. Because, yeah, they didn't really look threatening at all last week, but they've absolutely dominated here today.
So Tamarua. The Falcons now with a commanding lead. Shamku. Really got these Waikato middles under the pump now. Schuster shaking off defenders. He'll play at a metre shy of halfway. Back to Doyle. He's got Waterworth very, very tight off his left shoulder.
Waterworth, he's been busy today, hasn't he? As we see the ref blown another penalty there. It was a strip from Waikato.
So tap and go. Waikato caught napping. Bale Joka throws the offload to nobody as it just about opens up for the Falcons. Kiowa. Trying to throw defenders around as he's brought down to the ground. Doyle, Tamarua out the back. Annandale, Schuster just about stopping the tackle there from McLaren. Doyle, don't blink, there he is. Navajo Doyle, centimetres away there. Annandale's at dummy half. He's got Tamarua. Shaped to kick out wide. There must be some space that he can see. It's still on there. Annandale. The kick ricocheted straight into the hands of Waterworth.
Waikato, though, looks like they got a hand to it.
Goulton finishes it off. Put the kids to bed.
Forward pass, I think.
Oh, we're coming back.
It looked good from our angle. Oh, guess the kids are still up.
The kids are still awake. Soti. There's Baretoka. So I think Soti's gone to the bench actually. Oh no, there he is, playing the ball. McLaren. He'll play it back to what's in it. Of course, there's 3 converted tries in it. It's not over yet, folks. Waikato. Have they got some late magic?
Right here. He's been good all game. He's challenging this Falcons defense.
So back towards the center of the park. Waterworth at marker. Watson, he goes right. They put it up into the breeze. You don't know where it's going to bounce with this wind. Oh, just about. It's knocked backwards. No, it's not. Referee says it's a double knock on. So first one from the Falcons. Second one from the Waikato. Chase coming through. I think it was Bare Toka.
Oh, you see it there.
Oh, yeah.
Waikato, they thought they were over.
Well, it's a try they desperately needed. Down by 3 converted tries. Just under 15 minutes left to play. So Reihana will feed the scrum. You'd like to think they've got a little backline move cooked up here. It looks like they have. As they go with a wide pass from the scrum. Dummy runners going underneath. But Tai Toko punches it in down that left-hand channel for Waikato. Watini there. Reiha. Watine gets low. Just about. So Reihi, here he is. Little aerial step. They bring him down. Bit of push and shove there with Tamarua. Now he throws the ball.
Well, they're still going at it.
Cooler heads prevail, of course. Tamarua makes his way back on side. So it's a fresh set of 6. Watini to tap. McLaren will punch one in. Maybe not the place they wanted him to run to.
As he's driven back. Finally taken down. Quick play the ball.
So Rangi there. Reihana's on the right. So nice little shifting play here. Sullivan popping up the fullback. Tai Toko. A metre from the sideline. They come back towards the post. Reihana, left foot step. Tamarua over the top. Watine, the 9. Long pass. Rangi. Graces straight into the hands of Schuster, and it all comes to nothing.
Oh, and Waikato, they'll be disappointed with that one. But who else but Schuster in the right place at the right time? He's done it all day. And Falcons lose the ball. Rangi picks it up. Raihe, he's going forward.
Go, big man. Oh, yes.
We spoke about how good he is when he challenges the line of defense. We've seen him put boot to ball. But also, how about the speed of the man?
Didn't expect that. What a way to change gears for the big fella. You know what? You said they would be disappointed that they didn't score. I thought they'd have to shake their disappointment off because the Falcons are hot on the attack, and then Graham Tolfa coughs it up. Ivan Reihi. He's been dangerous all game. He's had the little grubber kicks. He's had some good offloads. Now we get to see him pin his ears back.
He had Sothi out on his left shoulder as well, if needed. But he backed himself all the way in. Just over 10 minutes left here of this match. And Waikato, if they can get a good set off the back of the kickoff, they'll know this is possible. They came home late last week against Otago. We'll get another look at this try here. You almost feel like they thought he was going to cut back in.
Well, it's funny looking at Annandale at the back of that because he was hoping someone else would come and make that tackle. No one came, so it was all on him at the back end. But you're not going to stop him from there. Not one-on-one anyway. So Ivan Reihana from out wide. Oh, wow. It was a much needed conversion, but that one's been pushed away. So on the back of this fantastic try. There it is again.
And as you said, Annandale, he tried his best, tried to whack the ball loose to no avail.
So still 3 scores in it for Waikato. With just under 9 minutes left to play. Tamarua, he'll get this one as deep as he can. It's a tricky catch in the sun. They do well to pull it down. McLaren. They need a bit of gusto here, Waikato. They need someone to punch your nose through, get a quick play of the ball, maybe even a penalty. That would be a dream for them at this stage of the game. So looking to shift now just to get themselves a little bit more space outside of these big Falcon forwards. Oh, don't run that way. Schuster. Schuster, an absolute asset on that right edge. As is Waterworth, some strong back rowers there for the Falcons.
Well, they got great depth in their squad as Waikato go for the kick. And the wind just brings it back. Didn't gain much at all from that one.
So the Falcons looking to put this one beyond reach. Do you go for the try here, or do you want to just put it into touch, slow the game down, 1 o'clock? What are you thinking?
Go for the try. You can see it there, the intent in their forwards. Doyle go from dummy half. Tamarua, you can see it. They want to make it an even more enjoyable bus ride home.
Well, Tamarua, he had some joy on that little tip-on with Kioa moments earlier. This time he goes himself. Brody Tamarua slams it down. That's the way you see a game out. The Falcons in once again, put the game well beyond reach. 28 points to 10.
And you said it there, Tamarua, just his tip-ons so close to the line, puts the defence in 2 minds, and he's called for it again. So he just wants to charge it straight up. But they're mindful that he can also get the ball away. And great individual work there from the captain of the Falcons, Brody Tamarua.
Well, some great deception there from Navajo Doyle. He took a little runner with him on the dummy back inside and a little no-look pass at Tamarua. So cycling through the kickers here today. They want to land on someone that can do a job for them throughout the rest of the tournament. So Dion Fraser from out in front, nice and easy, kicks it through.
And he was the only try scorer for the Falcons last week. They only managed to put 6 points on the scoreboard. But you see here, in just a week, something that they were working on is finding more points than that they've done here today.
So 30 points to 10. That try scored, of course, by Brody Tamarua. He's been a real tower of strength for his Point Chev side these last few years. But a a changing of the guard in the Auckland Rugby League. Richmond Rovers, of course, Richmond Bulldogs, sorry, winners this year for the first time in a long time. Waikato going short. It's cleaned up by Fraser. So the Falcons now just under 5 minutes left with no let up at all. Bale Droka. Strong carry from him. Now here's Baker, fairly quiet in this one so far in the second half. Doyle running hard. He had a big stint on the sideline. Now he's showing how fresh his legs are late in the game. Tamarua with options. There's Latu Ngahi. He's got one try today. Could he see another one? Annandale. Waterworth. Going through Rex Sullivan there, one-on-one. Reaches out to get it down, and the Falcons no let up.
None at all. And a worthy try there for Waterworth. He's been in amongst everything all game for this Falcons side. He's been busy all afternoon. And Sullivan just couldn't take him to ground. Waterworth forces his way over.
Look at that, so dangerous. You think about the options outside of Waterworth out the back. Of course, the defenders are going to have one eye on them. You got guys like Baker and
Well, he ran a great line, didn't he, Waterworth, when you see it from that angle, but also the service from Annandale. So put him straight through, hitting the line, hitting the ball with speed.
yeah, it's trying to think who's on the field for them at the moment. It would have been Baker and Dion Fraser coming around the back. This man now taking the kick. So 2.5 minutes left in this one. Dion Fraser. Now he pushes it right. So I'm not too sure if the Falcons have landed on who they want to kick the ball for the rest of the tournament. But it might not be an issue if they can score tries like they have today. 2 minutes left. Waterworth. Full 80 minutes for Sam Waterworth today. Big day at the office. So Rex Sullivan puts it up towards Waterworth. There's another carry. As the Falcons now running like they still want to score again, but the ball's come out this time.
Waikato, minute left to play. They'll get one last opportunity here.
So Reihana to feed the scrum. And what should be the last set of the game. They've improved a lot since their game in round one. So it'll be interesting to see if they can keep this improvement going into their next round as they look to finish on a high.
Taitoko almost sneaking through there.
So it's a loose ball, it's picked up, but it's deemed to have gone forward off Brown. So referee calls a knock on. There won't be too long left in this one. There goes the full-time siren. Referee's seen enough. So all smiles for the Falcons. That's their first win in this men's Premiership tournament. Winners over Waikato here in Hamilton, 34 points to 10.
Well, they were dominant all game, the Falcons. And as you said, improved so much from round 1 to round 2. Schuster just at the top there. He was one of their top players. Showed great diversity. We saw him with the ball in hand. We saw his fancy footwork. We also saw how strong he is on defence.
Yeah, a number of standout performances there from the Falcons. And we mentioned at halftime what was important for Waikato to get underway, and they dropped the ball from the kickoff, of course.
They
the
did.
Falcons on their first set in the second half. Crashing over with
Latu Ngahe just going straight over and opening up the scoring for the Falcons in this second half. Great work from Soti around the ruck, good ruck speed, shot straight out of dummy half, had Rangi supporting him on his inside shoulder, who sent it straight back to him after drawing two of the Falcons defenders.
Yeah, great run from Soti. He posed a threat all day for Waikato. So did this guy, Tanialu. Look how many tackles he runs through here. About 6 or 7 tackle breaks on that one run. And then Doyle setting up Tamarua to put Kiowa away. You have to say that combination with Doyle and Papani interchanging at 9. There's just no time to rest for the Waikato defense.
None at all, and Annandale going straight over untouched. See it there. Just straight through that Waikato line of defense. But as you said, the service and the work of Papani and Doyle. And you see it here. Tolfa Graham coughs up the ball. Rangi pounces on it, sends it straight out to Raihe, who just backs himself full of speed and goes all the way to score a try for Waikato.
They didn't score many tries, but they scored some very entertaining tries, wasn't it? So Tamarua scoring late in the game. You'd think this one would be the last one with just a couple minutes left on the clock. But of course they weren't done yet.
They weren't, and it was Waterworth. But as you said, the work of also Fraser out the back just to make the defenders Rangirua in two minds. Waterworth still had work to do. Sullivan couldn't take him down. And he just wrestles his way over.
So you'd say that the cup is full with rugby league today, but of course there's still one more game to watch. We've got the Bulldogs taking on Manly. Of course, sudden death. Who are you picking for that one?
It's a tough one. I'm not sure. I think Manly possibly, but do I want the Doggies? How about you?
I'd like to see the Doggies do it.
I know.
We've got Brody Tamarua down on the sideline. So let's go down to him to have a chat. So we've got Brody Tamarua down there. Brody, mate, how are you? Your mate Jello here. How's it going, boss? Hey, looking at your guys' game last week, you know, you've made some improvements for sure. Like, how do you guys see yourself sitting compared from last week to this week?
Yeah, a little bit better. We obviously scored a few more points and held the ball a bit longer, but still seem to shoot ourselves in the foot by our handling errors, and I think it was a bit way too high then. you know, a normal game. So obviously good to get the win, but yeah, still a lot to work on.
We spoke about the service of both your dummy halves in Doyle and Papani and just how good they were for you guys today and getting you some good go forward.
Yeah, they're good. They're two nippy hookers. They like to jump out and get their hands on the ball, but sometimes they don't like to pass. But you know, when they jump out, they're dangerous, and they like to bring us middles onto the ball. So it's good having them two. Put it up first, and then Lonnie brings a bit of impact. So yeah, it's good. Lucky they're in our team.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to spoil the score for you. You might not have seen it yet, but Counties have just taken down Otago with a man in the bin. So Tahi was sent off. They played the whole second half with 12 men. They've won 36 points to 18. When you come against Counties, it's a matchup everybody's looking to. You know, how do you see your forward pack going against these?
Yeah, it'll be good. Obviously, they got some big middles from out south, and they're all big boys, especially those guys like Gemma and Stead. So look, I'm not surprised Tahi was in the bin. You know what he's like, Jelly. You've played with him. He likes to put a couple of shoulder charges. So hopefully he goes in the bin next week when we play them too. So, but no, it'll be a good contest. You know, be a bit of rivalry there too, because I know some of the Richmond boys and Kora boys are in their team. So it'll be a middles game next week, and yeah, we're looking forward to it. So, yeah.
Well, congratulations, mate. Well done on the win today. Fill up your flask, get your cup of tea. It's going to be a long bus ride back to Auckland.
Yeah, straight to the bottom, straight to the bottom. Shut up. Thanks, Courtney.
It'll be a very happy bus ride home for the Falcons. You heard it there. Straight to the Botlow, was it?
Straight to the Botlow. Well, we on a Sunday. So
Sunday sesh for the boys.
I think that's Brody Tamarua calling in sick tomorrow. But no, it should be an enjoyable bus ride home. As the sun sets on a beautiful day here at Rest Hills Park. So some results for you. So Akarana Falcons 36-20 in the women's comp. Some great games there. And for the men's, I mentioned that county score earlier. And of course, the Auckland Vulcans beating Bay of Plenty yesterday, 42-24. So plenty of points posted this time round, a lot more than round one. Everybody able to get on the scoreboard this week.
Kia ora, Mahinga. Courtney here. Not obviously the result that you would have wanted, but you must be proud of the efforts from your team, especially the impact off the bench today.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the goal from last week was to pick up our defensive efforts, and I thought we'd done that, you know, in periods of the game. But you know, at this level, we just got to hold it for that bit longer, for that 480.
You mentioned your defensive efforts there. What about in attack? You know, you're able to score some great tries today. Going forward, what's the best attacking threats for you guys?
Just playing up the middle. Like, we're not the biggest side, but you know, we've got a lot of speed through the middle. So just when it comes to those periods where the middle is loosening up a bit, just playing through their middle and just playing with support players and go from there. And then if we have to spread it wide, then that's how. But just ultimately just playing through the middle.
And what's the you look at your squad overall? There's only maybe 4 or 5 names that I've noticed from the team last year. How's the team gelling this time round?
Yeah, it's a new team, but we're gelling well. A lot of young players. Last week, I think we had 9 debutants, but you know, they've put their hands up, and you know, proud of the efforts so far.
Well, plenty to be proud of today, mate. Unfortunately, not the result, but good luck with the rest of the comp. And Bulldogs or Manly?
Oh, Bulldogs all the way. Nah, cheers. Thank you.
So, Mahinga Rangi there, picking the Bulldogs. I think I like the sound of that. Thanks for joining us here in Rest Hills. The Falcons, winners over Waikato, 34 points to 10. Thanks for joining us, and until next weekend, go the Bulldogs.